Ladies and gentlemen, we are back for our double header for the 2020 Spaulding Hoophall Classic. For the Martin Luther King weekend, we have the matchup between the Springfield Central High School #1 ranked Golden Eagles and the #12 ranked Sabis International Charter School Bulldogs. So this is Ciro Zanetti. You are watching Focus Springfield, and I am brought to you with
Tony Petaway.
Well, Tony, we saw an incredible game last game between the Putnam Beavers and the SciTech Cybercats. Of course, the Beavers were able to prevail in a big win. We'll see what goes on as Therese Morse is ready for tip-off for the Eagles. And it will be for the Bulldogs. We'll see what's up. And now, seconds away from tip-off. It's up, and Morse wins it. So Martinez will have it, and he's going to look to start it off for the Eagles. Up top is Feliciano on the wing. Feliciano dish to Morse. Morse pull-up J from mid-range, gets it to go for two, and that was easy for him. Now Wheeler, he's going to move it to Burgos, and now it's back to Wheeler. Guarded by Martinez. He's gonna stick to it. Almost went for the pick and roll. Instead, he's gonna hand it off. Keys was there for the defensive stop. And now there's the bounce pass. It's Hurd. Hurd holds on to it. Keys still playing the defense. And there's Feliciano on the rebound. Onto the other side, it's Martinez. Picks it up, drive, good for two. And a beautiful finish from Jonathan Martinez.
Well, they pick up the pace immediately right off the tip here. Central showing press early.
Well, yeah, they definitely have picked up the pace big. Well, Tony, we've seen a good start for the Eagles as they have gone up 6-0, and Feliciano scoring, as well as Morse and Martinez getting on the board. Those three with some easy buckets to get it on, but their defense has been there in the paint, and to start off early, they've stopped the Bulldogs.
Yeah, to see the beat 6-6 more with a nice touch there. Therese to put it through, and then, of course, the transition baskets, as we just saw here.
To a Feliciano finish.
Feliciano and company. 6-0 is your score. I tell you, if they don't deny and put some bodies on them, this can get out of hand pretty quick.
Easy, yes. For sure. Well, we definitely seen this last game, though, that it's not always, of course, the start. It's always that finish that you want to put the finishing touches on before you're really confident with it. But we'll see how it pans out.
Yeah, it's a lot of nerves.
Almost done, and we'll see what the Bulldogs are going to do now. Yeah,
a lot of nervous energy as we see everyone's trying to get settled. We have the fans, the parents, and the cheerleaders. You got a lot of distractions and noise. Of course, members of the media like ourselves don't make it any easier for them.
Of course, and now it's Diaz with it. He's going to hand it back. Williams, drive, no good. And it's Griffin with the rebound. Griffin onto the other end, intercepted almost, but Feliciano holds on to it, gives it to Morse. Now it's Martinez. Martinez now looking for the screen from Morse. He's going to pass to Keys. Key bounce pass to Morse. Morse circles in the paint, draws the foul. Now you look at this Central High School basketball team, and I mean something really to stand out that always will stand out for this year's team. If you look at their roster, you stumble across Joseph Griffin, you stumble across Pop Watson, then you'll get to Justin Gabriel, Terry Lockett, Josiah Griffin, and Tyson Thornton. All of those men are state champions for football, all on that varsity team, and they are just some freak of nature athletes, and seeing them play is always crazy to see. But of course, the basketball team that the Central Eagles have put together is very solid, as they are doing their job. And right there, Griffin with the swat to protect the paint. Onto the other side is Morse. Morse can't hold on to it, and it will go out of bounds.
And to look at the coaching box, you see Pat Ochoa, no stranger around the Basketball Hall of Fame, employed there a number of years. And to look to the left side of our ledger to the Golden Eagles to see Coach William.
Coach Watson, yep.
Coach Bill Watson, as I know him, coming up throughout the years, a quarterback in high school himself.
Which his son, Pop.
Oh, yeah. And I just saw Justin Reed in the crowd, a great standout football player himself. It's a great homecoming search for so many people. But to see the football, basketball relationships now coming together.
And right there for the Eagles, off the momentum, sorry to cut you off, Keith Key's able to finish it for them after Diaz for the Bulldogs was able to start it up and get the Bulldogs on the scoreboard. Senior number 15, Keith Key, on the outside finish. And now it's Borgs, inbounds it in. Hurd is going to give it a travel call on him, and that will be Eagles ball. And it will be Martinez now. We got by
a
Borgs.
good-sized kid.
Yeah. And Feliciano stripped, holds on to it, gets it back. Looking to set up Morse. Morse jumps up, finds Martinez. Martinez drive, gives it a Griffin. Griffin almost powering his way into it. And Martinez almost seems like Martinez was fouled on that, but they don't call it, and will go out of bounds. Stays Eagles ball, and now Keys will look to inbound it. Well, Keith Key now has two of his own, and he'll find Martinez. Martinez swings it on the wing, goes back for Key, and on the play right there was Williams. They give it quick back to Martinez, to Feliciano. It's Griffin. Back to Martinez, and there it is again from Williams as he's able to almost take it on to the other side for a coast-to-coast fast break action. But it goes out of bounds. Good hustle.
Good heads up court vision and trying to take those opportunities away from the Eagles. They're going to have some stops here and get some baskets on the board here.
Absolutely. And now Feliciano gives it to Griffin. Griffin hands it back off. The give and go, no good. And there will be a shot clock violation before they'll be able to do anything, and that will be Sabis ball. Score 11-2 with 4:14 to go in the first quarter. Right now, the pressure is there as Wheeler tries to get it across. He's met up by Keith Key. And now Williams finds his man, and they call a travel call on Campbell. And the traveling violation will give the Eagles back. And really, when you talk about the Central organization and how their academics and sports really come together, it's always seem to be good for them, and another good year of basketball and football will be great for them and of course for the students like myself. So we'll see exactly how we finish the season. But here at the Hoophall Classic between the Bulldogs and the Eagles, it's always going to be a good one here between these two teams. You know, two teams that always play on this day. And now 11-2, the Eagles putting up a lead of their own, Tony. What do the Bulldogs have to do to get back into it?
A couple of stops and keep fighting at it like they are here. Bring it inside and try to cash away.
Well, on the three ball right there was Taj Wheeler as he's able to sink it in. But Feliciano looks to take one of his own. Can't get it to go. And now Martinez sticks with it. Griffin picks it up for him. Looks for him back, finds Key. Key with the open three ball. Can't get it to go. And there's Morse. Morse looked like he was trying to yam it in, but he couldn't hold on to it. And that will go out of bounds. And it will be a shooting foul, I guess. And that will be Griffin. After the free throw, it is good, and substitutions are made. Feliciano Martinez will be coming in, or will be moving out, as well as Morse. Rosario, Watson, and Johnson will be coming in. So Griffin's second free throw is up, and he gets it to go. And so now the lead once again continues. And Rosario looking to play the ball on Williams. Watson. Now it moves up as Johnson. Wheeler looks for Hurd, and now it's Williams in it. No good. Rebound by Griffin. And now onto the other side is Key. Key can't finish. And it will be out of bounds, but Central remains possession. The high momentum in this game has really been exquisite, and we've seen it on both sides, believe it or not, but especially we've seen it from the Eagles, Tony.
Yes, with the press, applying pressure right away, forcing the turnovers. Rotations already. We're already 8 men deep on the roster. It said they're going to play the long game, and the strategy is to tire the Bulldogs out.
Well, you got it, especially when you get it like this. The more points that they'll be able to put up here will definitely tire them out, like you said. And while I was saying that, Diaz will come in for the Bulldogs. And for the Eagles, Justin Gabriel will sub in for Keith Key. So Watson on the inbound pass, just a freshman.
Must have blood on him. He has to sub out for a rotation.
Or they didn't get his number in. I guess, yeah. I'm not sure, but regardless, Diaz is in. Watson on the inbound, looks for Rosario. Rosario put up floater, no good. And now on to the other side is Williams. Williams being chased down by Gabriel. To get the pump fake, puts it up, no good. Johnson rebound. Johnson out to keep possession, gives it to Watson. A lot of people talking about a carry, but not called. Gabriel on the corner, back to Johnson. And the shot, no good. And right there, Walker not able, Griffin not able to get it. Sorry. And
2-1-2 on the defensive side with the Bulldogs. You see.
Here's Gabriel for the three. Can't get it to go. And yeah, the defensive adjustment seemed to work on that one.
Let's see if they can come up with an offensive answer. I like that, and that he's not afraid to go to the hoop.
Yeah.
You've got to dribble, penetrate, get inside the heart of that paint, and try to at least draw a foul.
Well, definitely, Borg's not afraid to put that up. And for the Eagles, getting out is Griffin, and coming in was Terry Lockett. And now it's Campbell. Back to Wheeler, shot, no good. And Williams with the rebound, and he's showing a lot of intensity as he's trying to wrestle out Gabriel. And there will be a jump ball in Central. And now the freshman, Pop, looking to take it down. Setting up is Sidney Borgs, gives it to Gabriel. Gabriel to Lockett. Lockett bodying his way through, gets it to go for two. And Terry Lockett is a monster. He's a football player for the Eagles, of course, and he's got offers from Michigan and Syracuse and UMass, you name it. A standout athlete, and to see him on the basketball team is really something scary, to body his way in there like that. 15-5 your score now, thanks to the bucket from Lockett. Lockett looking to reject it, and Johnson will get the rebound. And now on to the other side, Borgs gets it in for two. So Borges gets it to go for two, cutting the deficit for them, 15-7, 45.2 to go. Tony, do you tell them to keep doing it or pick it up more?
I want a little more intensity on the offensive end. I want some help, definitely, as the lead has been chased by four people who've been lagging.
Yeah.
in the backcourt when he's, heading out and he's finding himself amongst the trees with no secondary rebounding. And
Definitely.
to the credit of Central, the physicality. They're a lot stronger, a little bigger in the post.
Most definitely, yes. I mean, of course, the size isn't always everything if you don't got the skill, but Central's right now showing it that they can definitely finish this strong. And, of course, going against the number 12, Sabis, this is looked at as an easy game for the Eagles, but they've got to continue to punch in and punch out and keep that momentum and electricity and intensity going on to close off the first quarter.
Yes. As we look around the crowd, we'd like to see the Central Golden Eagles faithful and some of the Bulldogs alum who are here, more notably, again, Mr. Travis Best, a fixture here throughout. Just thinking back to those years, those great Central Golden Eagle team, to be matched now, as we say, 2020.
A new decade,
A
Tony.
new decade of basketball is upon us.
And Diaz called with the foul as he was holding down on Lockett, and that will give the Eagles another opportunity. And on the inbound is Watson. Watson finds Rosario. Rosario pops up three, gets it to go even on the missed foul call, and that was a dagger. And here for
He's
the
got to get some
Bulldogs,
help.
can't get it to finish. And right there, they're going to call that a foul. Campbell puts it up in a strong retaliation from the defense, but they're going to call it a shooting foul, and they send him to the line for two.
Sabis has got to get their spacing together. They're all watching the isolation basketball. Whoever's with the ball, it appears the other four are standing around
help them.
flat-footed.
For
They've
sure.
got to cut and hedge and, run through.
So the first attempt from Campbell is good. And this will be no good, and Will Johnson will grab the rebound, loses it, and on the defensive end tries to block it, and there will be a putback attempt from Wheeler. Watson looking to hold on to it, and Johnson will recover it. Johnson back to Watson. Watson looking to push it before the clock going down. 2 seconds to go. Watson puts up a floater. Can beat the buzzer, but not able to finish strong. So, ladies and gentlemen, to end the first quarter, the Central Eagles have put up a 10-point lead on the Sabis Bulldogs, 18-8. And for the Eagles, we've seen a lot of scoring from almost everybody, not a standout scorer just yet. However, Tony, we have seen some definitely leadership from the Bulldogs, as Williams has played some well basketball and he's hustled as much as he can, getting onto the offensive end a couple times, and as well as Jamal Campbell playing well. What do you think, Tony?
Well, I like the Wheeler kid. He's spunky, he's tenacious around the basketball. He's been the head and shoulders leader at this particular point. I'd like him to get some help from his teammates to maybe slow their offense down a little bit, get a set play. I know they're pressing pretty hard. Just settle. I know it's a lot of nerves going on right now, a lot of nervous energy, but settle down, look for the decent outlet pass, and recover. Get it over there, play the middle, get it over to the defender's hands, and set your offense up.
Well, absolutely, when it comes to that, you really always have to find the open man, and whether you're being guarded or not, you always can bring up that outlet pass and make sure that that's something you guys practice, because that's a chemistry a team like the Eagles and, of course, the Bulldogs need. So now to go back to start the second quarter action here, they'll call a foul, it seems, on Watson. And the junior Alex Williams draws it. So now on the inbound, they're going to hit Campbell. Back to Williams. Uses the screen from Diaz on a fake. Back to Diaz on the roll. Diaz can't finish. And there's Campbell trying to get it go on the putback, but now Rosario onto the end after the Lockett rebound to Watson. Watson to put up the three. Can't get it to go. And now Campbell onto the other side, behind the back, draws the foul, and he'll go to the line on the shooting foul. So Campbell has a point of his own, and now if he gets 1 or 2 to go here, we will be able to get it into single digits. Campbell's first one is no good, bounces in and out. Got to hit the second one.
Did he say technical foul?
I wasn't sure.
Because he returned to the bench.
And there, second one no good. Lockett, rebound, Gabriel now to Rosario. Rosario on the drive, finish, no good. Lockett's rebound attempt slips off, goes out of bounds, and it will be Bulldogs ball. 18-8 still your score as second quarter action still recently starting. And now, here is Wheeler to Diaz, to the open on the wing.
There you
and
go.
There's Campbell, no good. Johnson rebound. Johnson to hold control. And now, David Reynolds now, and it's Rosario. Reynolds to Johnson. Johnson swoop pass up to Lockett, and Lockett finishes on a nice little lob up to him to put up to a 12-point lead for the Golden Eagles. And now, Diaz's pass almost deflected by Gabriel. Johnson and Reynolds sacrificing for it, and Lockett hustles his way to it. Here's Reynolds now to Rosario, to Gabriel. Quick pass, Gabriel shot. He draws the foul. And that was definitely the momentum that you like to see as Lockett makes a hustle play and finishes it strong, setting up his teammate ultimately to go to the line.
Yeah, really like what I saw in the last possession there. 3 different players touched the ball with a high percentage shot.
Reynolds.
And then back on defense, they set the press up. The press coughed up the ball again. And again, Gabriel's rewarded with an opportunity to cash in at the charity stripe.
And Gabriel gets another one to go. Now 22-8, Tony. This isn't hopeful. It seems like now this isn't going to be some deja vu from last time. They have started off strong and continuing. Right there, Gabriel on the fast break after he gets the steal, holds on to it. He's going to hit David Reynolds. Reynolds is going to slow it down. Calls for the screen. Maybe the roll to Johnson. He tries to drive, but Lockett bodies his way. Johnson put back, no good. Devin Reynolds back with it. Rosario, top of the key, 3. Good for 3. The dagger from Rosario is good. And now the score again, 25-8 with 5:37 to go. You love the ball movement, huh, Tony?
Love it, love it.
You can't complain.
Unselfish play. There's some very strong, fundamentally sound basketball being played here by the Central Golden Eagles.
Very unselfish basketball, as you pointed out, and it's working, that's for sure. So now, Terry Lockett and Gabriel will check out as Tyson Thornton and Josiah Griffin will come in. And now it's Wheeler on the top of the key. Scova back to Wheeler. Screen by Diaz. Wheeler to Scoville. Guarded by Thornton. And here's Campbell. Campbell off the glass in for 2.
Very
An
nice.
easy score. Here's Reynolds. Reynolds bounce pass to Griffin. Back to Reynolds. Reynolds for 3. No good. Block. And now they're going to look to take over. And now he's going to find Borges. And they call the foul. It seems to be on Devin Reynolds. So now, back in play. Here's Hurd. Hurd the handoff to Wheeler. Wheeler not scared to drive, but he meets Tyson Thornton. Thornton now. He's going to hand it off to De'Evan Reynolds. Reynolds gives it up to Johnson. Johnson, post move, in for two. And a quick one from him. And it boosts the Eagles' confidence. It's gotta, as it just more and more domination in the paint for the Eagles. And the three from Scoville, no good. And there's the Griffin rebound. Reynolds now onto the other side. He's gonna hand it to Rosario. Rosario back to Reynolds. Reynolds deep out on the wing. Bounce pass to Johnson. Johnson bodies up. No good. Thornton can't get the rebound. And Scoville now, he's going to give it off. And it's Borges. Hurd on the pick. And it's Griffin guarding him. Pushes him to the logo at the half-court sign. And now, loose ball. Reynolds stooping in for it. And they're going to call a travel. So it's just incredible to see this momentum that the Eagles have been able to start and continue, and how much that energy is. And you got to call a timeout. You have to. You have to make sure that you talk to your kids and you let them know that, listen, you got to pick up the momentum if you want to even have a chance, because these guys are going 100 and a 50, you know?
Absolutely. But what we're seeing is some genuine, and very generous is what I was looking for. Substituting on the central side. There's been at least 10 players who've touched the floor, which is great. Give everyone an opportunity to shine in front of their families and friends, and reward them for the hard practice, for getting up and dedicating themselves to, as we say, the student athlete, to their studies and to a game and a sport that they respect.
And of course, you know, there's a lot of depth on this Central High School team, and it's always fun to see it be put in together. So, you know, for this, already tonight we've seen a lot of scoring, and to maybe close off the half, we might see a little more maybe rotations on Sabis' end, maybe to get their guys in, you know? So now timeout ending, once again, 27-10, Sabis' ball right now. 3:41 to go in the first half. And on the inbound is Alex Williams. Gives it to Hurd. He's guarded by Griffin. And now it's Wheeler, guarded by Martinez. Hurd on the screen, but he avoids it. Griffin picks it up. Scoville in the corner, guarded by Feliciano. There's back out to Wheeler. He's gonna fake the pass, finds Scoville. Scoville to the corner, nice to Borges. Into Hurd, no good. And now, Griffin picks it up, gives it to Feliciano. Feliciano onto the other side, looks for the finish. Even with the block attempt, he gets it to scoop in for two. 29-10 now your score. And there is the rejection big time from Griffin. And now Feliciano on the Jets to the other side. Morse, big body finish, can't get it to go. Neither is the putback, but it goes out of bounds. It's okay because they remain possession.
Yeah, fatigue appearing to set in as they're asking quite a bit from the seven-man rotation of the Bulldogs, but they're hanging in there. They just need to get a couple more stops and then slow the tempo a little bit.
So Keith comes in
really
as
good.
well.
They're very conditioned, I'm sure, coming back off for a football regiment. Transitioning to a less contact sport.
Of course, with these guys on the court, it becomes a contact sport. And now Feliciano will be going to the line, Tony, and you look at the foul ratio. It's not as bad as you think it would be, but still.
Yeah, evenly. It's 6 team fouls to 5 team fouls.
Yeah. It's not too bad. And
it's not bad.
For the Eagles, Key is in. And now Feliciano's second is no good, but it's okay. Griffin on the rebound. Gives it to Morse. Morse trying to hold on to it, going out of bounds. That will be Bulldogs ball. So now Borges is going to inbound it in. Gets it to Williams. Almost there, and a beautiful staying with it by Williams. I love the hustle from him. And Campbell trying to get to it. The ball is loose. It's like they're on ice. Keith Key with it. Recovers to Feliciano in the paint. No good. And Williams, or Campbell, sorry. Jamal Campbell gives it to Wheeler. To Williams for three. No good. Couldn't finish. And now Key. He's going to hop step his way in.
Yeah.
And they're going to call a travel on Key.
Boy, they're getting up and down this court, literally.
Really, yeah. And Martinez sticks with it on the press. He's going to finish, and he gets it in. And that was a clean finish from Jonathan Martinez, able to stick with it even on the inbound.
He's a very special player. I've watched him even last year with the team. Just his development. He's really has worked on his game in the off season, and it's showing.
Absolutely, couldn't
Just
agree
the
with you anymore.
command of the rotation on that ball and the spin and English he applied there.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, that's a professional. It's a professional move there.
And Wheeler's shot is no good. So once again, 31-10, your Eagles have taken a big lead. 1:43 to go here in the first half. Wheeler, shot number 2, attempt no good, and Williams couldn't finish. His intensity's there, but not able to get it to go, and the ball goes out into the VIP section. And now Eagles ball. They're going to get it to Feliciano, back to Griffin. Looks for Martinez. Martinez to go across fast to Morse on the alley-oop. That's a man's jam as he gets it to go for a quick 2 off the oop. And that's a highlight play. You love to see it.
And that's been our first one since our broadcast.
First one. We've got
first
an and
one to
1
rock the
3, but
rim.
we haven't gotten a dunk. So the foul will be called on Martinez and will send Williams to the line. It's up, no good. Can't hold on to it on the rebound attempt, so it will be Bulldogs ball still. On the inbound, finds Wheeler, guarded by Feliciano, hits the jab stick, uses the screen, falls out, and a nice behind the back move. Key steps up on Campbell. Campbell puts up a shot, can't get it to go. Martinez holds on to the rebound, launches it across for the outlet to Key. Key, oop to Morse. Morse can't finish this time, as Key might have been better off putting it up, but they're going to stick with it on the defensive side with a minute exactly to go.
Yeah, that move drew a couple oohs and ahs for style points.
Absolutely, yeah.
He kind of reminded me of the L train there, Lonnie Simmons catching it midair and almost Jordan-esque.
Yeah, definitely. If he was able to maybe curl it up and hit that finger roll. But now, the Eagles, 8 fouls. And the foul game is just not good as they keep sending the Bulldogs to the line. And they get the capitalization, 1-1, they'll shoot again. So now, he gets number 2, no. They're going to call a travel on that, which is kind of a...
Yeah, both players from the same team fighting for the ball.
Yeah,
didn't touch the ground.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of pitter-patter in there.
Yeah.
I thought they were breakdancing. But it's a serious matter here as both teams are putting it all on the floor literally for you, ladies and gentlemen.
And Key holding it in on the great steal, almost going out of bounds, tiptoeing in. Now it's Martinez. And he can't hold it in on the pass up. So now 50.9 to go, 33-11 your score. The Bulldogs trailing big time as an explosive start from the Golden Eagles. And now they're not going to let that go by as a charge on Martinez is called, and that was Borges. Key on the inbound now. Most likely looking for maybe Martinez. Yes, gives it to him. Guarded by Wheeler. Calling for it back is Key, but he gives it to Reynolds. Reynolds almost had time to put up the shot nicely, but he's going to put up a floater instead. No good. And there's Hurd on the rebound. Wheeler, guarded by Key, sticking with him. And now it's Martinez who steps up. Williams now. Bounce pass. Key tries to get by, but Hurd on the great finish. And that was a big man finish.
That was a big man move right there.
Absolutely.
By a true big man.
And Martinez now holds on to it. Tries to kind of got it back into his direction, but it went out of bounds.
I'd love to see a little more of that, Ciro, where they slow their offense down a little bit. Play the two-man game, the three-man game, and let folks get in position so at least on the failed attempt,
and now
there's a chance at a rebound.
With 3 seconds to go, Morse puts up a fadeaway shot, and that was a nice look for him, and that will end. Wow, almost targeting him out, but once again, to end the first half, ladies and gentlemen, 35-13, your Central Golden Eagles starting off with a bang. This is the 2020 Spaulding Hoophall Classic at Springfield College, the birthplace of basketball. This is Cyril Zanetti along with
Tony Pedway.
And you're tuned in to Focus Springfield. Ladies and gentlemen, back for the second half action for today's Spaulding Hoophall Classic main event between the Springfield Central High School Golden Eagles and the Sabis Bulldogs. We've seen a dominant performance offensively and defensively for the Springfield Central High School Golden Eagles. And Tony, what do you have to say about the Bulldogs?
I give them an A for effort, the tenacity and staying, keeping their poise. And though they're outmatched, they're still bringing their best game forward, and that's commendable.
Yeah, 100%. I can agree with you on that one. Definitely, because coming out here going against the number 1 seed as the number 12 seed is obviously brave enough. Right. But to come out here and actually put out some incredible performances and some nice, entertaining plays that we've seen offensively and hustle-wise.
Sure.
Hustle matter, all of that. Great job right now from Sabis, holding their own, you could say, for in their own sort of way.
Absolutely.
But the Eagles have definitely been dominating.
Yes, and I think still work your offense. Have confidence in your other teammates and slow it down, get the tempo.
Of course. And now to start it off, it is Martinez who will be bringing the ball out across the court to start the second half action. Gives it to Feliciano. Feliciano going to spin his way through into the paint, hand off to Key. Key puts it up off the glass, no good. Morse rebound, put back, no good. And it goes out of bounds, Eagles ball. And you talk about the Eagles and their grit and their caring of just getting that ball in their hands at all times. They are aggressive on and off. So now to see this continue, it's going to be scary for the Bulldogs.
Yes. And great coaching job done by Pat Ochoa and company as they're managing their minutes and making sure they get the best out of each and every one of their players. The potential is great. I would love to see them play again. And
absolutely, yeah. Well, Wheeler on the handoff to Borges. Back to Williams now. He's guarded by Morris. Going to go to Borges. Key guarding him. Wheeler. Martinez on him. Wheeler drive. Gets a pump fake on Griffin. No good. Feliciano rebound. Lobs it out to Key. Key Drive, good for two. And a great finish from the senior, Keith Key. And Williams now looking for momentum of his own. Pass tipped off. Key looking to maybe take that jump, but then he realized that not the best idea.
Would
have been a highlight play for sure.
Absolutely.
But not worth the risk.
Absolutely.
So now,
critical thinking on that one. Critical thinking.
Definitely. So
I had a chance to talk with his dad at the half. Was really proud of the work that you've been able to do with both football and for it. And I'd like to thank you publicly myself for your love and passion of the sports.
Thank you.
Your fellow teammates and fellow colleagues. I keep having to pinch myself to believe that you're still a high schooler. Like you're still in high school.
Yeah, sadly it's my last year, but gotta enjoy it while I can,
So let's talk a little post-graduation. What do we got on tap? We got a little time to kick it a little bit.
Really just planning on getting on to my sports broadcasting career, just seeing, testing the water. Something that I've been thinking about is just, I've already applied to Dean College. Hoping if I get in, I will take the sports broadcasting major, and that will be big for me, just to test it out and see if I really want to do this as a career.
Okay.
Thank you for,
you have my vote, and definitely if you need a letter of reference, you can count on that.
I appreciate that, Tony.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it a lot. Well, now on to the other side. Key keeping it inbounds, can't finish. Feliciano back to it. To get back to it now, we've seen the Eagles continue going after the ball, and Morse, he didn't quit. They didn't quit. They kept going after it, miss after miss, grab the board, put it back up, keep trying till you get it. That's the way to go.
Yes, that was definitely, if at first you don't succeed, try
again. Try. Get it. Boom.
Get it.
So now Feliciano grabs the board off of the tip. Beautiful pass to Key. Key in the paint for two. And another score for the Eagles. And the Eagles just aren't stopping. 42-13, 5:46 to go in the third quarter. And man.
Well, it's great to look around the crowd at the half and to see that Thaddeus Tokar, the fine principal of the Springfield Central Golden Eagles, is here along with Keith Worthy and Travis and others, and to look around and see the esteemed alumni of both these fine institutions come out and brave the weather on this wintry, wintry day.
Winter is coming. Oh, wait, it's here.
Well, it's hard to judge by last weekend with a 63 degree and almost
a
65,
50.
But who's complaining? Probably the only ones complaining are the skiers or the ice skaters.
Yeah, probably.
But
let the winter go by.
Well, I told my friends at work, well, why are you wasting your prayers on it not snowing? You're in the wrong place for that, man.
Yeah, absolutely. New England. So
go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to say, to get back to it here at Springfield College, we've mentioned it a lot, but, on the big, event of the Hoophall Classic, it's always a pleasure seeing Central play, as they always seem to put on a good show, even last year. But tonight's game's a little different than usual.
Mm-hmm.
So there's the attempt for the Bulldogs. That was heard. He's no good, but Feliciano bounced pass. No looker to Morse, no good. And it goes out of bounds on Feliciano, and they just keep attacking the outside, literally. They're attacking the VIP sitting.
Yeah, assistant principal Keith Worthy was like, hey, I paid for this seat. I didn't want to become a part of the game.
So now Martinez on the is guarding Wheeler, and he'll go down. So now for the Eagles, as the buzzer sounds, we'll see substitutions as Andy Rosario comes in for Feliciano. So for the inbound, Williams will find Campbell. Instead, it's Griffin to Key. Key Yam! Bang time for Key as he gets it to go for 2. And there'll be a foul called, but the athleticism from Key is just ridiculous.
We'd like to also thank the associate coaches over at Sabis International Charter School of Peterzik, McKenna, Rosario, and Cologne. And we'd also like to thank the associate coaches at Central, Swarzik, Davis, Marshall, Johnson, and Atmore. It almost sound like a law firm there, Johnson and Johnson.
So now, after there was a crucial play right there as Martinez looked to get his ankles broken, we'll see now how he's going to take over. Spin move drive. They're going to call the travel on JV. So we'll see the inbound and how the Bulldogs look to take over. Here is Campbell. Onto the other side, a quick drive. Can't get it to go, but there he is. That was heard in a big man play. And Williams able to get in there. Now Martinez to Rosario. Rosario floater on the outside. Nice. Gets it to go for 2. And there's the defense on the press right there. Rosario steps up quick. He's outside on the wing. Gonna force it on Williams. And now Hurd has it. Pick from Diaz to set up Campbell. The defense was there on the outlet. They have an open Key to get there to save it. Beautiful play to set up Martinez. Martinez can't finish, but Morse almost with the putback. Windmill alley. And now they're going to restart it. Martinez at the top of the key. To Rosario. Rosario. And there's the finish. And that's what you want to see from Griffin. Griffin able to seal it there as that was another central sequence where you didn't know what was going to happen.
Yeah, it was looking to see the rafters empty on the windmill attempt there.
And now Martinez, after losing it, tries to get it back, and a little scuffle goes. Starts off quick. As Martinez looked to get the ball, he was pushed out the way. So, didn't really catch exactly what the context was.
We're just looking at the program at some of the upcoming teams who have been invited to participate in this year. We're going to be very fortunate as basketball hoop heads or basketball Joneses will be definitely taken care of.
Oh, yeah.
Just to mention of some of the players you have mentioned in the first broadcast, who's anticipated to be in attendance.
Well, I mean, as we have the time, there's always, the big headlines of Hoophall. But if you look at the alumni of the Hoophall Classic, it's always impressive to see who has really been here. I mean, starting off big names, Marvin Bagley, Dwayne Bacon, DeAndre Ayton, Marvin Bagley, Lonzo Ball, Mohamed Bamba, RJ Barrett. This is just in the past years as well. Bull, Jaylen Brown, Thomas Bryant, Wendell Carter Jr., as well as Anthony Davis, DeMarcus Cousins, Andre Drummond, Kevin Durant, Markelle Fultz, Derek Favors, Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, and the list goes on. These kids are able to share the court with some of today's biggest basketball players.
Did you say Kyrie Irving?
Huh?
Did you say Kyrie?
I think I said Kyrie. But if not,
It's great for the local kids to get the same opportunity.
But on the finish right there was Williams. But, as it even goes, forgetting the alumni, this is an incredible setup for this year.
Mm-hmm.
And Key on the other side trying to stop the play. but Williams is able to finish and get 2 up for him. And Morse puts it in for 2. And now, with 2:35 to go, 50-19 your score. And the drive from Scoville was no good. So now really what it is just seeing what the Bulldogs can do, because, I mean, Central has been like this their past couple games. They just really don't stop once they get going.
And
So
that's kudos to great conditioning and strengthening coaching. That's a football mentality being applied to the hardwood.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, like you said, with the football mentality, Watson isn't no stranger to that. So of course he's got to know what he's doing, and definitely great performance all around. And here's Reynolds on the 3, can't get it to go. Griffin trying to scavenger for the board, and it goes out of bounds. And that will be Central ball as Pop Watson looks to inbound it.
I like how every minute is earned. When you get out there, you see the tenaciousness and the effort, their work ethic, because they know that, hey, if you don't take advantage of your minutes and your opportunity, there's someone right behind you going, hey, did you hear that horn? That means your time is up.
I know. Well, a big defensive stop right there from Griffin and Rosario with the help. Here's Reynolds. Reynolds looking for the oop to Morse, but instead pass up to Watson on the corner for 3, and there's the dagger. And that was a definitely great way to really patch up the mistake, and they were able to get the finish. And right there, the Bulldogs are able to get a score up now, 55-22, and there's a foul on Taj Wheeler. So now substitutions, Will Johnson and Josiah Griffin come in for Joseph Griffin and Therese Morse. So Watson to bring it down. Screen from Griffin, rolls out quick. Watson pull up, no good. Put back, yes sir. So Griffin's putback is good. 57-22 your score with 1:03 to go. Here's Campbell, can't get it to go. Rebound no good. And the rebounds are going, but they can't put it up as the defense in the paint is there. And another swat, but they call it a foul. So Central will call the timeout, Tony, and
Yeah, just a
anything
little.
to add on?
Yeah, little friction out there amongst the coaches, just as it's playing out. You know, a lot of testosterone in the air, shall we say? But nonetheless,
One of the most dangerous drugs.
but a good night had by all as the cheerful cheerleaders are getting their opportunity to entertain us. Cheerleading is a sport as well. I'd love to see the young ladies show their athleticism and their pride, and
show
then
off that school spirit, like you
and
said.
show off that school spirit, man. Because long ago were the days when we were amongst the crowd. It's fun being had by all. As the cameramen are getting in on the action, we ask that you stay tuned. I'm Tony Petaway, and I'm joined as always by my good friend, Ciro Zanetti.
Well, Tony, a big shout out once again to Focus Springfield for always making this happen and to be next to you here tonight for the second year in a row for the Hoophall Classic. And Diaz's shot.
It's been a blast.
Good.
As always. Well, just a little under a minute left in this quarter. Your score, as you see on the screen.
And the second one, no good. Johnson hauls in the board, being attacked. And you got to be careful with Johnson. Johnson's a big kid. And I mean, you don't want someone as tall as him going down on the wrong foot and not being able to get back up like that. I mean, that was a tough predicament. But, hey, basketball, you got to be aggressive. So now, central ball, Watson. Got it by Evans. Watson accelerate. Oh, the pass was off the marks as he wasn't able to really dot it the way he wanted, as he was looking for Griffin, but it went out. So now, on the break is Evans. Evans will get called for the offensive foul on a great charge from Griffin. So less than 28 seconds, I should say, to go in the third quarter. And De'Aven Reynolds now. Nice bounce pass to Showtime. There was Will.
Very nice possession there. Very nice.
Absolutely.
Very controlled.
That was a very nice finish, too, by Will Johnson.
And with the left hand on top of it.
And with a couple seconds left, there's the dagger from Jamal Campbell to finish the third quarter. Well, you know, of course, there's not too much excitement in my voice. I do have a little sore throat. However, I've used a lot of my momentum today. And as I like to say, in announcing. So, of course, from the more exciting plays, I want to save it for later.
Well, here we are. The young ladies will have an opportunity to take center court and lead us in a cheer. The Central Golden Eagles cheerleaders, ladies and gentlemen.
So now to continue action to start the fourth quarter. We'll see how the Bulldogs are going to finish this off strong, or if the Eagles continue to dominate. And it started off Rosario onto the other side. Finish good off the glass for two. And Andy Rosario, the junior, has really determined himself as a great shooter, especially last year, Tony. I remember, don't forget, at the Curry Hicks cage, they did lose the game. However, Rosario got that last-second three-pointer to bank in to put him in that situation where it wasn't over yet. And Rosario really a good shooter, and of course,
indeed,
having a good game as well, as Rosario's got 12. And the finish for Alex Williams. And here's Reynolds. Reynolds, nice to Rosario. And the Reynolds to Rosario combo works as Rosario has 14 now.
Tenacious.
Johnson, stripped to Watson. Watson holds on, resets to Reynolds, to Rosario, in the corner, 4-3, no good. As it almost was able to knock down. If that was able to go down, that would have been a very good sequence for Rosario. So now, it's Borges and Evans. Here's Campbell. Drive, not able to get it. Rosario rebound to Watson. Watson finds Johnson. Johnson can't jam it, but he does connect it as he gets it to go for two. And now 65-27, your updated
Still
score.
applying the pressure and not letting up.
I mean, this is just an example of showing no mercy. No mercy.
0.
So, really, Tony, I mean, there's so much that, it's just so repetitive in a game like this because, of course, I don't want to go off too tangent just because, this is a high school basketball game, so you don't want to go from basketball to NBA or any of that. But in this case, I'm just going to take the time to, have a, conversation about what you think you've seen best from Central. Because last game we talked about what we've seen best from Putnam, and of course this is a more obvious question because of the score. However, I want to know your general inputs. As the timeout is called, we can definitely have this conversation.
Yes, what I see with Central is they're really deep. They're a lot deeper than I thought at every position. I mean, when they rotate the guard play, which is very balanced, I love to see Gabe come in and get some good minutes. I love to see the Watson kid come in. He's offered he was almost a spark plug of sorts. And the big men, you could rest your big guy tonight against this lineup, but I'd like to see him use his hands a little more. Just dribble a little more.
Oh, okay, yeah, I know.
Yeah, because at the next level, he's going to have to use his hands. He's going to have to dribble. He's not going to be the big guy at the next level at 6'6".
Yeah.
They're growing bigger at the next level and faster.
Yeah, absolutely.
And stronger. I'd like to see him, continue along his path of success.
True,
and his
yeah.
regiment.
Absolutely.
But,
well, it's like
good team. I'm impressed.
The first thing you pointed out is my biggest strength as well, and it's that depth. Not too many teams can go out here and put out 3 different sets of lineups where they're able to genuinely play some very, very well-constructed basketball. And to see it work several times, too.
Yes.
All these guys are playing well. And, I mean, a whole nother set, again, with Gabriel and Rosario, Watson, and you got Griffin back out. Rosario on the wing for 3. No good. Gets his rebound. He looked for Reynolds, but it was intercepted by Borges.
And like you said, you got Feliciano. You have others who are supporting.
And now Watson on the fast break, able to finish it up. And it's a good look. But yeah, absolutely, Tony. A lot of depth to that team. And the standouts are there. So now, there's Wheeler. Wheeler almost gets an open lane and regardless able to finish. Watson. Bounce to Reynolds. 3-pointer, no good. And now, boards, no good on that pass as it was almost completely stripped from from Griffin. It'll be a jump ball, so 5:32 to go, 67-31, the Eagles up. If you are just tuning in.
Then to see that you're resting both Morse and Martinez,
yeah,
and giving the other young men an opportunity to play, I think it's admirable.
Absolutely.
But they are not letting up on that press. They are picking them up full court.
Well, Rosario now with 16, so he's playing very, very well.
And to help defense on that particular side as he slipped.
Rosario on a perfect pass to Reynolds, and that's a dime that you love to see. Like you said, the outlet setting it up, and there's a good transition. So now here's Campbell. Campbell guarded by Gabriel on the drive, rejected, picked up by Griffin. Griffin looking for Watson. He's going to have to run to it, and it's almost like that was interference, you could say. I'll tell you after. I mean, so there, it goes out of bounds on the Eagles. They did think maybe, Scoville kind of interfered with it as he picked it up as it was going out of bounds, which was a fast break, but they stopped that. So now here's Wheeler, guarded by Reynolds. Wheeler, pass, no bueno. That'll go out of bounds, and it'll be Eagles ball. Tyson Thornton in. Rosario staying, Gabriel. And there's Watson and Reynolds. Watson, the quarterback, throws it up and shows his skills. Reynolds on the other side, foul drawn. 4:37 to go now. Your updated score, 71-31. A great performance tonight from Andy Rosario, Tony. Coming off the bench, like I've mentioned earlier, really a solid player, but right now playing all around great. And Reynolds gets the shot to go. We'll see what number 2 does.
I've been very impressed by their guard play, I must say. Very balanced attack, dribble penetrators, very heady, and great court vision, but also they have help. They have a lot
really
of help
do.
on the wings.
And even
they can go deep.
For rebounding, and there's Tyson Thornton to Gabriel. Floater. Gabriel grabs his own rebound, grabs it again. Thornton trying to save it, and the football player couldn't save it and goes out. And of course, Tyson Thornton, another freak athlete, and to see him play basketball this year, tried out for Central at least. Of course, he's been playing basketball for most of his life, but seeing him play for Central is really cool because it was just something you never saw. We've got this new motive now, and it's really awesome. So now, for the Bulldogs, was Wheeler on the 3, and Williams tried to hustle it out and save it. That goes out. So now, on the inbound is to Rosario. To Watson. Watson spins around, holds on to it, gives it to Reynolds. Can't sink the 3. So now they hand it off to Wheeler to Scoville. And he gets it to go. So that was Matt Considine who got the 3 ball to go. And Rosario trying to get a 3 of his own, but he'll try to finish it up off of his own rebound.
As the Bulldog cheerleaders get in on the action. So number 33 in your program for the Bulldogs.
And so now 72-34.
Considine just off of that big 3-point shot off the...
A big 3-pointer from him, from Considine, and now he's going to go to the line with 3:20 to go. Now this is when the games get long because, especially in blowouts, the team tries to prevent any big scoring breaks, but it just takes forever to stop. So now Keith Key back in.
Yeah.
And this is a nice unit to see. Not the starting unit, but a nice unit. With Tyson Thornton, Gabriel Watson, Keith Key out there, Andy Evan. It's nice to see. And so, whistle blown. And we'll see what happens. I believe it'll be on the floor, so that means they'll inbound it. Key will inbound it and be Eagles ball.
And Considine was called away, and number 10 replaced him on the free throw line, Alex Williams, to take the free throw attempt.
So here's Reynolds to Gabriel on the wing, guarded by Considine, to Key. Key on the top of the key, guarded by Scoville. To Watson. To Thornton. Thornton, spin, drive. And there's a definite foul on that one. Clear as day, brought down. His own body weight, a big guy like that doesn't go down for fun. So, good call. to send Thornton to the line. Here it is. Thornton's first. No good. A few subs for Sabis. And now Thornton going for number 2. As we've seen, you know, Tony, game slowly winding down as his second goes out, and Key gets it up for the putback. But what I was going to say was we really tried, you know, talking about what the Bulldogs could do better, but it was just too much for them because you could tell that this defense is there on every single drive, and if you're not getting an open look, you're probably not going to be able to score on them because it's so explosive.
Mm-hmm.
So now for the inbound, he's going to find his man, and he gets rejected by Watson and almost a little bit of the board itself. So now it's Watson, and he's going to take it slowly. Guarded by West. And with 2:27 now, the clock barely rolling. A foul shot again, as the bonus can get quite tiring after a while. And free throw attempt no good, and Gabriel's putback also no good. So game winding down, and it will be Eagles ball. So Thornton to inbound.
There's no let up, no let up. Everything's contested.
Absolutely. I mean, you can't stop going. So Watson now. To stop going is just giving up, really.
Right.
Of course, there is some mercy, but here's Key on the wing to Thornton to body his way through. Can't finish, and he's not giving up. He gets the ball back, and almost all right, give me the ball mentality. Didn't even care. Turned around, and that was a definite nice little, you know, effort from him. And Watson on the inbound gets it to Reynolds. Back to Watson on the scoop to push the top of the key. Watson calling up for the screen. He's going to use it, rolls to Key. Key in the paint, ball flown out of bounds on the Eagles, and it will be Bulldogs ball. So now we're going to see what the Bulldogs will continue to do offensively, and a foul is called, and man, another foul in this game, and I might just fall asleep. It's getting past my bedtime.
Yeah, as we're looking at the clock, the big hands on the 12 and the little hands on the 10. So you're a 5 a.m. wake-up call, huh?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Not ready for that.
Yeah.
Might have to pull a, Dad, can I sleep in a half hour?
Yeah.
So we'll see what goes on. But back to the game, 1:42 to go, and I am ready. 74-35, and the Bulldogs are still going full force.
So the only ones resting out here on
the Eagles,
court
yeah.
are the ones sitting in the chairs courtside. That's it.
Really,
Everyone
yeah,
on
they're
this
both going
court,
all out.
they have been going all out.
Keith
Testament
Key
to
on the
both
rebound,
teams.
but yeah, as you said, they are really going all out, both teams. And Key on the Euro step, and they call a travel on the two-step. I mean, at least what I saw. But it's okay now, 1:35 to go. And here he is. It's Evans, guarded by Key. Gets the pump fake, can't finish. Reynolds rebound, and for Devin Reynolds' size, he has shown to be no little guy, as he has really bided his way through for a good amount of rebounds tonight and played very well. Reynolds to wind it down, gets it to Thornton. Thornton on the wing, guarded by Evans. Thornton drive. Watson on the rebound to put it back up, and will be called on the foul. So the last year record of 17-3 for the Springfield Central High School Golden Eagles was very impressive, and they started off well. But, you know, one thing that you might find maybe a little surprising from their performance this year, but the Bulldogs were 19-5 last year. They were very well, and they played pretty solid throughout the season. So, of course, this isn't the start they want, but you never know what could happen. Watson's second shot, no good. Almost exactly less than a minute to go. And we'll see the shot that was put up by West, no good. Watson, rebound. The defense is there. Reynolds. Back to Watson. Screen by Thornton, rolls out. Reynolds, wing jab step, drive. Attacks, put back from Thornton, no good. And now here it is for the Bulldogs.
A lot of groceries in that paint there.
I know, quite possibly one of the last drives for them, but it's intercepted, you could say, and Watson gonna slow it down. And he's trying to run the clock, I think. And yeah, they're trying to run the clock, and they're really going at it, you know. And so, ladies and gentlemen, as the clock winds down and the game ticks over, the Springfield Central High School Golden Eagles have won the game against the Sabis International Charter School Bulldogs 75-35. Tony, pleasure spending the first day back in action for the new decade with you, my guy, and of course commentating the Spaulding Hoophall Classic here at Springfield College, birthplace of basketball. You're watching Focus Springfield. This is Cyril Zanetti, and I was with
Tony Putaway, ladies and gentlemen.
And have a great night.